Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and in this video I'm making a mixed media card using products from Momenta and Art-C. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this card using products from Momenta and Art-C. This was a project they did at CHA, but they did it on a canvas, and I'm just shrinking it down a little to make it on a card, but showing you all the different techniques you can do with their products. So to start off, I took a card. I'm using a 5x7 card here. And a lot of times I'll put washi tape inside my card just to hold it together. Now I use papers from their book pages. And this is a really great product. You get really nicely thin papers. And they're double-sided. And it's as if they're taken out of books. There's a little bit of twine that held it all together. Different sizes and that. So really fun and useful for the backs of different projects, or you can cut these out with dies and different things too. So that's the book pages. It's part of the Art-C line. So I just took a few and I collaged them onto my card. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. And then next I cut out a butterfly body and the little middle part here. And this time I used papers from this set here. This is called the Ephemera Collage Kit, also by Art-C, and you get so many different things in here. So there's these papers that are a little thicker than the book papers, but there was some tape, there's different ephemera pieces, paper clips, bull clips, some twine. There's clear stickers, cork stickers, chipboard, little die cut pieces, more papers. There's this wooden today and some twine. So you can see you get a lot of different things in this ephemera pack to use on your projects. And we're going to use some more of those later. But for now, I'm just going to put them aside. So we're going to add a bit of texture to our butterfly. That's where we're going to start, and we're going to use these adhesive stencils. I have this little set here. I'm not sure the actual name of the set, but I have butterflies and some flowers and designs. So I'm going to use this flower. So these have a bit of a stickiness to them that you can reposition. So I can put this down on my butterfly there. And I am using the Ultra Chalk paint in white. And I'm just going to put some down on my craft sheet. And I'm using a foam brush just to paint it on there. I'm going to need some more paint, obviously. Now you want to put a fair amount of paint on because eventually this is going to act as a resist. So I'm just going to take this off and do the other side. And I'm going to put my stencil aside, and while I have this paint here, I'm actually going to use it and do a wash over my ephemera pieces. This will help to put those pieces into the background of your project. It just has them sort of melt away just by adding that little thin layer of white paint. Unifies it and just brings down that brown a bit and just gives it more of that background. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And now, because these paints have a nice thin tip, small tip, we're just going to put a few dots onto our butterfly. And on the other side. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. And then on the little body, I'm going to put just a few lines. Great. Okay, so we're going to set that aside to dry. So now we need some of those collage elements I was showing you. And I'm going to use this little piece here. I'm just going to wipe my table off. Now on my card I had used 2 pieces, but because on the bottom of the other one I have sort of a darkness there already, I'm just going to do a piece for here across here. So to crumple this is a little thicker. What I like to do is spray it with some water, and I just find that softens the paper and makes it that much easier to crumple. And I'll crumple it one way and then another way. Okay. Now we are going to use the gel stain. This is in chestnut. And I'm going to put some down, see if that's enough. And I'll use the same brush. And we're just going to try and go over it lightly and sort of pick up on those, on where we had put those little crumple marks. And this just sort of ages it a bit. We can put a bit more. Because the white's in there, it's softening the stain, which is sort of nice as well. The other thing we can do with this is sand the edges a bit. I just have this little sanding tool here. And this paper is still soft, so you have to careful you don't rip it too much unless that's the look you're going for. And that just gives it a little bit. It's not a lot of sanding, but it gives it a little bit. Okay, so how is things going here? I think what I'm going to do is heat dry a few of these things. My paint is now dry, so it's time to add the stain. So I am doing the gel stain in blue, and I'm going to put a little bit down And then I am just adding a little bit of the brown. And that just brings down the intensity of the blue. And then I am putting it right over top. So you can see the white acting as, not necessarily a resist, but it's just a pattern in there. It shows through. I might need some more paint. Now you want to usually make sure you do enough paint the first time so you're not mixing it and then not getting the same color. That is close enough. Now because this is a stain, if I go over it a second time, it will get darker. So I'm going to sort of stop there so you can see that the design we had done with the stencil and the white paint shows through, as well as the little dots. So we'll put that aside. Now I'm going to use just the brown stain on our body here. I'll just use this little brush. And because it's a stain, all those little words from the paper also show through. It's translucent. That aside. And now, just to bring these colors into our background, what I'm going to do is spritz it with a little water, and then using my brush, tap it to add a bit of splatter effect on our background. And then I'm going to put the blue on as well. I'm just going to do it with the same brown brush. And that just adds a nice little design to our background. So I'm going to clean this all up and make sure it's dry, and then we'll get to putting together our card. So the stain actually dried really quick. I didn't actually use the heat tool on it. I'm going to now glue the body of the butterfly to the butterfly. Oops, got some excess glue going on there. That'll dry clear, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to glue on. Now because this is all bumpy, I want to use a bit of extra glue here. So even though some excess comes out, that's sort of fine because If you have medium, multi-medium, that might have been good to use too, because that will really stick it together. I'm going to wipe up a bit more of this excess glue. We got lots of it seeping out, but if it's seeping out, that means it got to the edges, which is what I wanted. So now I'm going to glue the butterfly on, but I'm not going to glue down all the wings. I'm just mainly gluing the body down. And I'm trying to get it to stay within the card zone, so when you put it into an envelope, it's still okay. Now for the eyes, we use these little memo pieces here. They were in different colors, but that's fun too. I'm going to just put a dab of glue onto the butterfly. Then I took this word love and I'm going to add it on. It's an adhesive, but because of everything going on, I always like to add glue to it. And as a final touch, we're going to take the metallic paint. Art-C also has a whole slew of metallics. This is the gold. And I'm going to add little stripes in between. And then on the wings, I'm going to add some little gold dots. Now you can do this earlier if you like. I just do it now so I can just let it dry on its own. All my gluing and everything's done and I can just put it aside. And there we have our completed card. Oh yeah, I need some little eyeballs. And there we have our completed card using lots of different paints and products from Art-C and Momenta. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the Scrap Time Videos YouTube channel. See you next time.